This is the second journal entry by me, John Crompton, to document my time here at the Bullocks Acting School in Manchester. This is only my second entry. We've just had Freshers' Week, and it's quite a contrast to how I felt at the start of the week.
Oh my god, this is gonna be awesome!
I always knew the reputation. I mean, I'm an actor myself, and I knew that actors on the whole were a bit weird, but this lot are on button moon. I mean, there's this one guy who seems to be like the reincarnation of Laurence Olivier, or I would say Ricky Gervais, but he's not dead. Yeah. He goes on all the time about, I know this about writing, and acting's all about this, and oh, if you want to talk about film, well, I'm the man to talk to. I like films. I've made films myself. In fact, the first night I was here, I showed him a film that I'd made back home. Before I could even say, oh, what do you think of that, he got his collection out. His collection. And showed me these films and told me how all of mine were artistically inferior to him. I mean, why didn't you just get fucking Pearl and Dean down to fucking show it for him? I think the phrase to have a chip on your shoulder is a bit small. I mean, he's got a bag of chips on his shoulder and a fish. And then what about the other guy? What's his name? Adam. The one who's just a constant flow of alcohol from his gob to his knob. I've never seen someone drink that much alcohol. I mean, his blood must be like 100% proof. And then there's the cigs and the drugs as well. I've never known a human being put that many drugs into their body. I mean, he's so full of drugs, you put boots on his forehead, you'd think he was a fucking chemist. I mean, his gauze can melt steel, and that's on a quiet day. And then there's the other one, Paul. The weird one. The one who's got a really small IQ. Or doesn't have an IQ. I mean, we've got a German Shepherd back home, and that's got a better grasp on reality than he has. I mean, I think he might be sort of a bit tapped. And I don't mean tapped as in I'll wake up in the middle of the night and he'll be stood over me with a knife and my knob in his hand. I mean the kind of tapped where, how do you put this? He's intellectually unadvanced, which is a polite way of saying retard. I mean, he thought that pumpkins only grow in October, which is why we have them on Halloween. And that's nothing. That's just scratching the surface with him. Oh, and let's not forget Percy, shall we? And we can't forget Percy. I would say that our relationship has been somewhat painful so far, of the fact that he's the kind of guy who can't just shake your hand. Or if he does shake your hand, he crushes your fingers. Every time he says hello, he has to thump you, or slap you, or dig his knuckles in. I mean, I'm suffering from shock trauma here. I'm covered in bruises. I mean, I'd show you my legs, but you don't even want to go there. No, you really don't. And then he does this weird rhyming thing every time he talks. I don't know whether he thinks he's... I mean, I don't know, does he think he's a rapper? Does he think he's some kind of a poet? But that's not so much the problem. I mean, I wouldn't tell him that I had a problem, because he'd probably break me in half with his buttocks. He's built like a brick shithouse. He doesn't look like an actor. He looks like he should be on a farm, lifting bales of hay with his bare hands, wearing dungarees and covered in sweat and dew. Not that I'm gay or anything like that. Oh, no. That's the other thing. I mean, I knew that there was going to be a lot of homosexuality at acting school, but I had no idea that they started them this young. I mean, that acting teacher, he's going on about how he's going to sharpen our tools. Well, I don't know what tools he thinks he's going to be sharpening, but they're certainly not going to be mine. I mean, someone was telling me about, in the industry, you have the pink mafia. The pink mafia. I mean, I thought they were some kind of a Brazilian football team. These guys, they have their plans, I have mine. I mean, I didn't want to come to the Bullocks School of Acting, but it was the only one I could get into. I'm happy just having a bit part in Corrie. But the first day we're there, they're telling us that one day you will play Leah, and if you don't want to play Leah, then you can fuck off. I mean, I didn't have the heart to tell him that the last thing I was in was Wind in the Willows. And I was a tree. I mean, I was the willow, so I suppose that counts as head tree. I mean, it would have been nice as well to have met a girl while I was here. I was really hoping to meet a nice lady to maybe have a relationship with at last. But all the girls that are at this place are either feminists or nymphomaniacs. Both of them want to rip your cock off for one reason or the other, because they hate you or because they can't get a fuck enough of you. In the first week, that night that we went out, and the girl stole my virginity. I was a virgin, and she took it. So here I am, 3 years, stuck with the cast of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, this is only the second entry. Imagine what this is going to be like after 3 years at this place. If I can survive 3 years without being buggered by that acting teacher, then I think I'll be doing alright. I told my dad, as long as I can hold on to my dignity, it's not a problem.
You've got mail.
So we've just got an email here from the acting teacher. Dear students, tomorrow's session will consist of deconstructing and stripping you of your dignity. We're going to be doing exercises that other drama schools frown upon, but I believe it's important for us, as it will make you a better rounded actor. P.S. Please bring a condom. You may need it. I'll get back to you. That's just on a quiet day. Mental